All right, we're getting ready for draft time. Draft 2020. Now, this is fantasy football free-for-all. This is going to be the best pick. I have pick number 1. With pick number 1, I am selecting dun 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 Christian McCaffery. Now I just have to figure out how to draft. Draft CMC. Go. And with the second pick comes Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's a little bit of a surprise. I think I would rather have Ezekiel Elliott. This is Aaron on the rise. He is hopefully he's smart enough to go with Ezekiel Elliott. If he's not, that's going to be a big surprise. Okay, he went with Ezekiel Elliott. I would assume that we've got Kamara's coming off the board next. This member's taking a little bit of time. So Zeke falling to 4 is a little noteworthy. Derrick Henry, that is a bit of a reach. I think you could get him at 7-8, but I mean, when you're in a 10-team league, it's not like he's going to be around at the turn. So if you wanted him, he had to take him. All right, next we have Dalvin Cook going at the 6th slot, Tyreek Hill at the 7. At the 8th spot, we've got Joe Mixon. I think that's quite a value at 8. Joe Mixon signed that big fresh deal this offseason. He is behind a revamped offensive line with Joe Burrow at the helm, Tyler Boyd, AJ Green. I think this team's going to be much improved. So coming in the 9th spot, we have Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is in a backfield where he is splitting with Kareem Hunt. So that is quite a reach, I think, there. And Michael Thomas at the 10th, first wide receiver off the board. Solid wide receiver, Julio Jones at the 11th. Now we're coming to the 12th. And 12, I would be surprised if it is not Edwards-Helaire, but oh wow, Kenyon Drake at the 12th spot. That is quite a interesting pick. I think that Kenyon Drake would have been in the 20s. And I think that this player could have gotten him there. Aaron Jones at the 13th pick. I do not like Aaron Jones this year. I think that regression is coming in a big way. You cannot have as many touchdowns as you did year over year. He is going to see some regression. We've got Devontae Adams coming off the board at the 14th slot. That's a pretty solid place to pick. Josh Jacobs here coming off the 15th. Interesting, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Austin Eckler, all still on the board. So I would have rather had either of those over Josh Jacobs, but at the same time, there are going to be a lot of carries coming from Josh Jacobs. All right, now we have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I was hoping he would fall to me at 20 with a wish, but he went in the 16th spot. So now Aaron is on the clock. I will be interested to see what he picks. If I was him, I think I would be looking at Austin Eckler without much a doubt. But, he's a bit of a homer, and he loves his Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll see. I think you may see James Conner come off the board. Oh, wow. Here's a big one. He went Patty Mahomes. That is a shocker. I did not anticipate that. So Patrick Mahomes in the 17th spot. I think Patrick Mahomes would have been there for for probably 2 more rounds. And I am going to happily take Austin Eckler with the 20th pick. And now I also have the 21st pick. Now this is a little bit harder. I think I want to fill out my running backs a little bit more. But oh man. Yep, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I am going to take Chris Carson at 21. And so now we're on. DeAndre Hopkins is the 22nd pick. So we have come in here in the 23rd spot. No tight ends are off the board. I hate the wide receivers at this level. They're all like very, very top end wide receivers, but the issue is I think wide receiver is so deep this year that I'm gonna wait on that. And even in the 40, you've got Terry McLaurin and all those sophomore wide receivers. So Chris Godwin just went off the board at 23. I want nothing to do with that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I think that team is possibly the most overrated team that has ever played the game of football. Tom Brady, obviously one of the greatest of all time. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. But I am not going to be doing anything with that. So now we have the first tight end off the board with George Kittle at 24. Interesting. And the second with Travis Kelce at 25. And now we've got Kenny Golladay, who is obviously the number one out in Detroit. I think that it will be interesting to see if Marvin Jones or Kenny Golladay are kind of Mr. Reliable. All right, so we got Jordan Taylor out of Indy. That is a reach and a half in my book, but that's okay. Who's listening to me? All right, Odell Beckham at the 28th slot. That I like that pick. I think OBJ's in for a big year. Adam Thielen coming out at 29. I'm a little down on Thielen this year just because I think the Vikings offense is going to struggle a little bit through the air. Kirk Cousins can throw the ball, but I think C.D. Johnson might be the safer pick because of his ADP. Now we have Lamar Jackson coming off the board at 30th. A little bit of a reach in my opinion, but, this is a best ball league, so you never know. All right, coming off 31st, Melvin Gordon. Now that is a mistake. News out today on the 7th is that Melvin Gordon will be in a timeshare. Coming out on 32nd is Todd Gurley, 33rd, David Johnson at 33rd, Raheem Mostert at 34, Allen Robinson at 35. Somebody's not reading the news. There is nobody to throw the ball in Chicago. I would not be interested at that. Le'Veon Bell at 36. Here is a run on running backs. Holy cow. I am absolutely surprised. I wouldn't have picked Le'Veon Bell in the 50 slot, let alone in the 36 slot. But, I guess to each their own. I am guessing that Aaron is going to pick DJ Moore. He has had a love affair with DJ Moore all offseason. I am tired of hearing about it. But he picked Mike Evans. Oh my goodness. Wow. I cannot believe that. What is he thinking? Mike Evans? Mike Evans? You fool. What a terrible pick. I hope that DJ Moore is available to me in 2 picks. I doubt he will be, but you never know. I can tell you who I'm not going to be picking. I am not going to be picking Juju Smith-Schuster. And A.J. Brown is off the board. I am going to get DJ Moore. Woo! All right, and now coming at this turn, I have to decide. I think what I am going to do is I am going to lock up this backfield. We have Mark Ingram at the 41. All right, so Mark Andrews at 42, J.K. Dobbins at 43. Wow, what a reach, and that utterly screws what I was wanting to do, but that's all right. Somebody's playing for upside. All right, it is Aaron's pick. And what we are hearing, let me see. I think that he is likely going to make a little bit of a reach here. I don't know who. Kareem Hunt. I had been talking up Kareem Hunt all off season. I think that I finally got through his thick skull, and he saw that Kareem Hunt's the best pick at 44. So now we are getting in to getting on the back half of the best players. I still think there's a whole lot of depth at wide receiver, which is why I waited and only took one out of my top 5. So now we are getting towards the end of round 5. We've got Kareem Hunt, Cooper Kupp, Dak Prescott. I wish I could have gotten Dak Prescott, but he went too early for me. I think we have seen the close of the top tier quarterback. But in best ball, I think that these position players are more important. I think a quarterback you can get a dime a dozen on the quarterbacks. Oh, Kyler Murray's off the board. Leonard Fournette at 48. Whoever is doing that clearly doesn't watch or listen to any football news. That's probably the dumbest pick of this draft. I would be embarrassed if I was that person. Leonard Fournette, I hope you make me look bad, but that was terrible. Tyler Lockett in the 49th spot. I think that's all right. I personally prefer DK Metcalf, but, you know, you can't get everything. So, Cortland Sutton at 50. I think Terry McLaurin, Amari Cooper, Zach Ertz, Cam Akers, all better values than Cortland Sutton at 50. But, you know, you never know what these people are thinking. I left on the board, I obviously love Russell Wilson. If he comes to me at the 60 slot, I will likely look at it. Amari Cooper is off the board at the 51st position. So, Terry McLaurin, Zach Ertz, Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift, Calvin Ridley, DJ Chark, and Russell Wilson still on the board. I'm very interested to see how this plays out. It could be good. Now I'm talking to Aaron on Discord on the side here, and, you know, he's bad-mouthing my Eckler pick. Well, when Austin Eckler runs away with this backfield with Tyrod Taylor, we'll see who's laughing. All right, Calvin Ridley is sitting here at 52nd overall. He is off the board. So we have Russell Wilson, who is dropping. I think that I am personally going to wait and not take a quarterback until very late. We've got Keenan Allen. He has just been taken off the board. Tyler Higbee is next. Ooh, Terry McLaurin at the 55th pick. What a value there. 55th. Wow. I think that Terry McLaurin's in for a great year. So we've got Zach Ertz is probably the highest ranked person on the board still. I'm interested to see how this comes out. The upside is clearly there with Zach Ertz. I'm hoping that Russell Wilson is there. I want that reliability. David Montgomery, holy cow. What a reach there. So Aaron is on the rise here. I bet he's taking Russell Wilson at this pick. We will see, though. I hope he's listened to me so that he doesn't pick Russell Wilson. He takes DJ Chark. Ooh, and T.Y. Hilton. One pick away, and I could have Russell Wilson. I want reliability here, and so I am going to take him here. All right, so we've got that. Now we're looking at this spot. I am looking. I think that I am going to have Tyler Boyd. I think Tyler Boyd is a very interesting talent. I think that A.J. Green will be a support role, and he has the chance to be a 1,200-yard receiver. Last year, he had over 1,000 yards. Following is Cam Akers, A.J. Green, and we've got Aaron. He's back on the board. If I were him at this position, I'd be taking DK Metcalf. I know that he likes DK Metcalf quite a bit. DK Metcalf is a really good player. The sophomore jump is very real. I just hope that he oh, there it goes. DK Metcalf. You got to be right every once in a while, folks. Complete guesses, strike. So, all right. So now we've got the gold member. Interesting name. I don't think he is going to be particularly good. He took Deshaun Watson. That closes out this next tier of quarterbacks. Now we're kind of into the folks that are your you hope you set them out and go with them. So next we have Zach Ertz off the board at 67. Zach Moss at 66 is Zach Ertz. 67 is Zach Moss. Now we're coming out. Ooh, who is it gonna be? DeAndre Swift, Ronald Jones. I would personally pass on all those folks, and I would be looking at Will Fuller or Jarvis Landry or Hunter Henry. Heck, I would even take Devin Singletary over those people. So Will Fuller is off the board. That is what I thought would happen. All right. So Will Fuller, he is a player that is often injured, but man, does he have the potential. Philip Lindsay at the 69th spot. That is interesting. Philip Lindsay, I think, is going to actually run away with this backfield. I think Melvin Gordon will play more of a reserve role. Devin Singletary at the 70 slot. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses. Um, I've heard Devin Singletary has been struggling with drops recently and fumbles, and that's hard to keep your job if you're fumbling the rock. So I'm personally avoiding Singletary in almost every format. I just don't think he is the right person this year for this team. So we have Antonio Gibson. Somebody's playing upside with the Washington running backs. With AP being released, that is an interesting pick. 71st, a little rich for my blood, but there has been a run on running backs. And I'm sitting back here making comments on that, and I've got 4 running backs already in this first 7 rounds. So it's I can't talk too much. Michael Gallup is coming off at 72. I think Michael Gallup, I want to be a part of that Dallas Cowboys passing offense. I think that it is going to be one of those things that just keeps on chugging. Deebo Samuel in the 73rd slot. Somebody has been listening to the hype coming out. Deontay Johnson at 74. Ronald Jones at 75. These people who think Tampa Bay are going to be good, oof, they've got something coming. I'm glad they're in our league. So I am happy that Ronald Jones is off the board. We've got Marquise Brown at 76. Coming to Aaron. If I was Aaron, I would be looking. I bet he takes a quarterback here, whether it's Josh Allen or Drew Brees or Matthew Stafford. I think he's feeling the pressure a little bit here, and my guess is he's going to take a quarterback. He's got 9 seconds left, and the clock is ticking. Tick-tock. Ooh, Jordan Howard. He reached for a running back. Bad choice. All right. I don't think DeAndre Swift finally went off the board. I think that's fine. At that position, I can't blame him. All right, so we are looking at where we're at now, and oof. I'm not loving this, but I think what I am going to do is I think I am going to take. Where are you? No, don't, Josh. I want to cook. No. Let's draft Hunter Henry, and then I'm going to take Mike Gesicki as well. All right, next off the board is Devontae Parker. The reason I took Hunter Henry here, I know he has had injury troubles. I think that, we're going to see Tyrod Taylor struggle a little bit, and they're going to do the dump-offs to Eckler and Henry. Herbert's going to start at some point in time this season, and rookie quarterbacks need that safety blanket. And Hunter Henry will be the best receiver safety or best tight end safety blanket he could have. Gesicki is just an all-around solid talent. I'm not leaving a single draft without Mike Gesicki this year. Next, we have Devontae Parker, Jarvis Landry, and Marvin Jones Jr. coming off the board. So when I'm looking at right now for my next picks, I am considering taking either I think I got to take some of these wide receivers. We've got Matt Ryan off the board at 85. 86 is Stephon Diggs. 87 is Tevin Coleman. So we still have some talent here. It's starting to get a little bit lean. I am targeting James White here at the 94 slot. Other folks that I'm looking at, I'm also looking at Joe Burrow, actually. I think Sony Michel, Ingram off the board. So we shall see what that looks like. I'm hopeful that Joe Burrow and James White are there at the turn. But, if they're not, we will reassess. There's still a lot of talent left on this board, including the likes of Latavius Murray. Marlon Mack is off the board at 90. I don't know what these people are doing, but I don't think they know either. So we shall see. Marlon Mack in a crowded backfield. I guess this is best ball. Brandon Cooks coming off at 91. Aaron Rodgers at 92. Interesting stuff. Aaron Rodgers, talk about a drop from grace. He's going 92nd overall. That is crazy. All right. So now I'll be interested to see. Josh Allen, the best player on the board, allegedly. But, I don't think that's entirely accurate. I like Josh Allen. He does go at 93rd. Sterling Shepard at 94. Sterling Shepard is technically the number one out in New York, but I don't think there's really a number one out in New York. I think that Evan Ingram is probably going to see the second most targets outside of Saquon Barkley. Matt Breida at 95. Julian Edelman at 96. Interesting. So, let's see. I am very light at wide receiver, so I probably need to get on that bandwagon here. But we shall see who else is here. I might reach for Preston Williams at this slot. Yeah, I think that's... So we've got James White, who is one of the folks that I wanted. That is too bad. Gronk coming off the board, another fool. So we're gonna see Preston Williams at 1. Man, I think I'm going to mess up some folks' days and take Alexander Madison here. Even if it's a reach, I want that. And then the other person that I'm going to take here is, who is left that I like? Not a lot of depth in the wide receiver position, but I want the upside of Joe Burrow. That might be a mistake, Oh no! I did not take Jamison Crowder. Well, he is a PPR monster, so luckily that is why you get your picks ready and don't talk, folks. That was a mistake. Oof! Tariq Cohen coming on 102. Man, that stinks. That bites. I wanted Joe Burrow, and I will not get him now. My only hope is that Cam Newton can fall to me at the the 112-ish turn. But we will see. That everybody was a disappointment. That one will cost me. I'm also interested at this position. I'm looking at Noah Fant, interesting. Jerry Jeudy's okay. Preston Williams is a must for me now. I need that upside. I may wait for Gardner Minshew if I don't get Cam. So we have Latavius Murray is off the board at 103. We have San Francisco's D at 104. CeeDee Lamb at 105. We've got a player who left, Hayden Hurst at 106. So we're starting to see these tight ends get picked over a little bit. And I'm looking down here and man, it is pretty sparse here for talent at wide receiver. I think I've got to go with Preston Williams. Hopefully he's there at 120. I'm starting to have some doubts. We've got Deshaun Jackson is off the board. Austin Hooper in Cleveland. That is a good one. I reached a little bit at tight end because I need to fill out that depth, I feel. But we'll see. Drew Brees at 109. That is an interesting pick. It's gonna be something. I can't wait. Aaron intended to pick CeeDee Lamb, so there's 2 mistakes so far in our duo. Joe Burrow is dropping. There's a shot he might be back to me. If Joe Burrow is there, I will take him. Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm going to take Cam Newton still. I think Cam Newton is going to be my QB2, and I want to make sure that they are not the same bye week, because oh no, they are the same bye week. That does no good for me. So I'm going to have to go, Henry Ruggs, Kerryon Johnson, Cook off the board. Ruggs is an interesting player. He's got the speed. I don't think he has the hands for it. Emmanuel Sanders. I like Emmanuel Sanders at 113. Thompson. Wow. Chris Thompson at 114. That is not where I would have gone. Now we have the Baltimore defense coming off at 115. You know, these best ball leagues are really tough. I personally, defense is such a crapshoot. I'm not interested at a defense until the very end. Maybe in rounds 19, 20 I'll look, but I'm going to stay away from that if possible. So we have Gold Member. He's here. Noah Fant is off the board. I think that's an all right pick this year. So Aaron popped out of his draft, and he is going to draft Matthew Stafford now because he's a big fool. He should be paying attention. Fantasy football is more important than your kids, everybody. So don't forget that. So we've got Aaron sitting here wasting precious seconds of our life. I don't know who he will pick. My guess is CeeDee Lamb if he did. Oh, he missed it by a second. Oh my gosh. What that is heartbreaking, everybody. Heartbreaking. That is hilarious. I really love that. All right, so we're here, and it is my turn to draft. I'm gonna take Daniel Jones, and I'm not happy about it. Oh, Tom Brady went Ryan Tannehill. I have filled out the second half of my. All right, we're going Preston Williams. I'm not gonna risk this. I want Preston Williams. All right, I got him. So that was a little bit of a reach, but I am not willing to let somebody run on it and have me miss out on Mr. Williams. John Brown went next. He was the other person I was thinking about. I don't love the Stephon Diggs, offset. I think that John Brown will see a lot sapped from his value. And I hear from Aaron, gotta love when your PC freezes. Maybe you get a better PC. That's my answer to you, Aaron. Get a better PC. All right, Darius Slayton, Jerry Jeudy. Both solid wide receivers this late. And when I'm looking at my team, what I need most is wide receiver help. I am going to be targeting Chenault. He's going to be later in the rounds. I really like him. But right now I've got Tyler Boyd, Jamison Crowder, and Preston Williams. That's not great, but that's my running back core is really strong. So we've got Mecole Hardman. Anthony Miller is off the board. We are starting to see some real drain on these wide receivers. I'm gonna have to start getting serious about this and finding somebody I like, because right now it's looking a little scary. Paris Campbell is probably the next guy, and I just don't want anything to do with Phillip Rivers. Yuck. Laviska Shenault, there you are, my man. Way down there. But we'll see. Brandon Ayuk went. Cam Newton went. Jared Goff. Duke Johnson. I think they might have forgotten that it's not David Johnson. TJ Hawkinson. I got burned last year on TJ Hawkinson. I know I should not carry that on to the next year. But man, oh man. When you get burned with TJ Hawkinson. So Blake Jarwin is interesting here. If he's still on the board, I might go for that next one. Man, I don't know. Sammy Watkins, Christian Kirk, Darrell Henderson goes at 132. 133 is Watkins. Kirk is 134. Oof. We've got, man, I don't know. Joe Burrow is off the board. All right, I don't have to worry about Joe Burrow anymore. So that's all right. We're looking at Blake Jarwin's there. Roethlisberger. Pittsburgh defense just went off the board. That is the highest ranked defense. I don't know who took the Ravens earlier, but they are wrong. I'm kind of interested in Curtis Samuel. I don't have DJ Moore. I don't know. Dallas Goedert, nice pick. Jonnu Smith, nice pick. All right, it's my turn, and man, I think I have to go with Curtis Samuel. I think I need to fill out that wide receivers. He is an upside guy. All right, take him. And now, let's just be... Oh, man. Tony Pollard's a little bit interesting in the backfield. Paris Campbell, everyone's really high on. Ooh. Ooh. All right, let's do it. Paris Campbell. All right, I got some depth at wide receiver. I'm going for Chenault next, and then I'm going to have to fill out some of this other stuff. Adrian Peterson, 142. Interesting. So now we are... Ooh, people are leaving left and right. We've got folks dropping out of this. Kirk Cousins at 143. I think that there are bigger upside guys out here. Ben Roethlisberger, Baker Mayfield. I would have gone with one of those. I'm considering... Man, I don't know. I don't think I can... Not with wide receiver tight end that way. I was considering that flex spot, but... B. Edwards. Brian Edwards, a wide receiver. That is a rookie wide receiver, everybody. They're paying attention to some of the hype. We got New England. We've got Chris Herndon coming. So this is an auto draft. Oh, he came back, so it's not an auto draft anymore. So we've got some stuff moving here. We are at round 15. This is going quite quickly. I'm surprised how fast it's moving. Now, of course, as I say that, this person's going to absolutely stall us out. Like Baker Mayfield won't be back for me, but Blake Jarwin at 149, that is a steal. I would have been very happy to have Blake Jarwin at that level. I feel as though I did reach a little bit for Hunter Henry. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think that's a solid pickup. Now we're in this deep zone here, and man, Rashad Perryman has been so inconsistent. Irv Smith Jr., there's no upside. Jalen Reagor has some upside. I think Jalen Reagor might be on my next stab at list. And then Chenault, I think those are the two that I'm going with. I think it's Chenault, and yeah, I think that's where I have to go. We have, after Jimmy Garoppolo, the 151 was the Chicago Bears. 152, Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson, he is a deep threat. I just don't know if Teddy Bridgewater has the arm for the deep threat. So I'm not super excited about that pick. We've got Ben Roethlisberger, Golden Tate, Mike Williams. Okay, Justin Jefferson off the board, the slot machine rookie. We'll see what he does. I think that is a little bit of a reach, but to each their own, I suppose. When I'm looking here, I've got to find some folks that I want. I'm kind of thinking Jalen Reagor. See if he pops later. And Laviska Shenault. I think those are the two that I'm going with, guys. I think Laviscus and Jalen. We're going upside. This is what you do in a best ball league. You've got to go upside. So now we have D. Azabugo, N'Keal Harry, and Nyheim Hines. Nyheim Hines, interesting pick. I like that a little bit. So we've got, now we're back. There are no wide receivers in Philadelphia, even if Reagor is hurt. Oof. That's what I have to say. I'm also interested in Miles Boykin. That's a little lower. And Justin Jackson. Let's go. Laviska Shenault. Let's do it. Ah! All right, now let's get Kelly. John Kelly. The Rams. No, I don't. Uh-oh. Let's see. 15 seconds. That's not what I wanted to do at all. All right. Let's take the Minnesota D. everybody. That was not what I wanted to do, but I ran out of time. So now New Orleans, Tennessee off the board. Probably should have taken Tennessee. That's probably a better defense. But I think the Vikings, you know, they made some moves in the offseason that I'm okay with. It all comes down to whether their cornerbacks are any good. I did get my Chenault. Laviscus Chenault. I'm not terribly upset with that. Jalen Reagor may be back on the turn. If he is, I'm okay with that. I like Miles Boykin. I'm very curious about the depth here of who's still around. Chase Edmonds isn't a bad pickup if he's still there. I don't want Tony Pollard. He should be gone. We've got Brian Hill, Bryce Love, Joshua Kelly. That is who I was looking for, and I misspelled. That is not what I wanted to do. Let's hope he's there. I think Justin Jackson's going to be beat out for this job. Let's throw you two boys in there. Now, let's see. What wideouts are we looking at? Wide receivers. Jalen Reagor, interested. Miles Boykin, interested. Tyrell Williams, IR. Russell Gage, nope. Alshon, maybe in the 20th round. So, I'm not super excited about that. But getting back, Michael Pittman Jr., Cordero Patterson, Alan Lazard, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kansas City, Phillip Rivers at 169. So, let's go to all players, and we'll see what's out here. So, what are we heavy on? 10 is not my favorite week, but I've got folks 10, 11. So 10 and 11, that's what we want to avoid if possible. We've got Miles Boykin off the board. That stinks. Drew Lock, Philly D. I think I've got to go Kelly to lock up that backfield. The other folks that I might need... Let's go Joshua Kelly. I think he's going to be... Reagor and Kelly are going to be those two there. We'll see what a defense is. Man, I don't know if there are going to be any team defenses left when it comes back to me. Denver might be okay. Los Angeles, Derwin James is there. They'd be pretty solid, but everybody else kind of sucks. So I'm not super excited about that. That is too bad. I'm gonna go. I like Seattle's D. Tony Pollard off the board. That's one less person that I have to worry about trying to snag. So we'll be happy there. We're in the 18th round. We're in the last two. I have the last pick overall. Oh, joy. They're going to keep me here the longest. So, oof. Tyler Eifert. I did love Tyler Eifert. Hunter Renfrow, a little bit interesting. But now we're in these dart throws. And if we're dart throwing, Hunter Renfrow. Oh, no, it's my turn. All right, let's take Jalen Reagor. Draft Jalen Reagor. Go. Draft Seattle defense. All right, what's my other defense? 6 and 7. All right, let's do it. 2 Ds. Ugh. Yuck. But I guess you have to in this type of format. So the question is whether or not Kelly will be back to me to lock up that last bench spot. I like Jalen Reagor. I like some of the depth here. My wide receiver is certainly the weakest. So after Seattle, we had Golden Tate go off. Cleveland, Justin Jackson. Aaron's trying to snag it. He doesn't realize Justin Jackson is just a guy. Randall Cobb, Robinson from Jacksonville. That's okay. I think he'll end up starting at the end. Gerald Everett at 187. Ian Thomas at 188. Devontae Freeman. Somebody's rolling the dice at 189. Only 11 picks until I get Kelly. And if they throw that in, if they mess that up for me, I'm going to be very upset. You know, I'm surprised Keyshawn Vaughn is still there. I would have expected Keyshawn Vaughn to be off the board at this time. All right, Autumn Tate is off the board at 190. Now we're in the dart throw territory. But if I'm throwing darts, I'm throwing it at somebody with some upside, not these folks that have nothing. But I guess they think they know what they're doing too, probably. So we have Denver's D coming off at 191. That person is done. Congratulations, you are at BCK Knight. You are, or BCK, yeah, BCK Knight, or BC Knight. Either way would work. So now, my next queued player is Joshua Kelly. Can he come back? Can he make it? Oof. Green Bay off the board. That's okay. I'm not upset about that. Let's see. Who else is down here? Wow, we are in some of the dregs. Benny Snell. Interesting, interesting. Will Disley, Alshon Jeffrey, Cameron Brate. Oof. Trey Burton on IR. Tampa Bay has gone off at 194, 195. O.J. Howard. They are clearly looking to clean up some waste there. All right. So BC Knight is gone. When we're looking here, there is not a whole lot of talent left at this point in the draft, which is not a real surprise. Man. Well, I think my choice is pretty clear. I got, oh no, I bounced out. Thank goodness I didn't. Aaron, let's see. Oh no, I lost my draft picks. Sorry, everybody. Let's see who are the draft picks. Good old hitting the wrong button. Draft results. So, we had O.J. Howard, now we have Arizona off the board. Aaron's last pick, Sims Jr., the Washington wide receiver. If I were him, I would have picked Kelly, but, you know, that is why I get to take him at the end of... Let's milk the clock a little bit, and... Stop. Got him. 200. Now we are done. Let's see. Positions drafted grid. Let's break this down. I have 2 QBs. I have 8 wide receivers. I have 5 running backs. 2 tight ends. 1 flex. Enough players. Interesting. I have 2 Ds. And you know what? I'm pretty happy with that. So I will sign off for tonight. Thank you so much. And, you know, come back and watch Fantasy Football Free-for-All. We'll put out an episode every week at least. So we look forward to talking with you. So long.